some of you have experienced things on that list. Maybe not because of Jesus, but maybe just because of the fallen world. Some of you guys have been beat, okay? Some of you guys have gone without food. Did you ever feel like Paul in what he said? Remember he said things were so hard in verse 8 and 9. It says, we were so crushed by our burdens of the dark things we had, the dark doors we had to go through. It was so much that sometimes we felt like we had gotten a death sentence, or like our life was over, or like, why should we just keep living? I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but I'm guessing that if you did, you probably thought, there ain't no way I'm a Christian. Because Christians aren't supposed to feel like that. Paul felt like that. And things were so hard on Paul that he said, man, I don't know if I even want to live. One of the questions that I wanted to know when I went to school was, what kind of father makes his kids go through dark doors like that? What kind of father is God that he puts people through stuff like that? Have you ever asked that question? Man, that is so cruel. That is just rough. How can that even be? Well, let's talk about fathers. Let me show you what my daddy is like. Can you go to the next slide? Here's my dad. If you've ever had the pleasure of meeting him over the, my time here or while you've been here, he's 6'7", okay? He's very tall and he's very silly, okay? He's, like, if you can tell the pictures how much they're laughing. Okay, I had, my dad used to be a youth pastor, and now his kids from his youth group are now grown and stuff, and I had posted some of these pictures, and one of his adult youth group members messaged me and was like, that's exactly how I remember your dad. He was such a joyful man. Okay? And in fact, with our family, sometimes we give people nicknames. My dad is silly and he's just very fun. So sometimes we'll call him like the king of puns, okay? Because he can just rattle them off. He can just do one pun after another if you give him a subject. Okay, anyways, okay, but not all dads have that name, okay? Every dad has different traits. Can you go to the next one? Let's see, what would maybe a name be for this dad? Maybe like hardworking man? Yeah, maybe nickname for him? Let's go to the next picture. All dads are different, Maybe what about Steph Curry? What could we call Steph? Maybe like the famous dad, the famous one. What about the next one? Maybe, good hugger, a hip cool hugger. He's got tattoos, tattoo daddy. All right, what about the next one? Uh-oh.
Do you want to fight me?
Oh, man.
Do
you don't want this to be your dad, right? Embarrassing. So, what can we name this dad? If you can't read it, there's a beer beside him, and he's about to get in a fight with the guy holding a beer in front of him. Oh,
Fighting
man.
Dad.
He needs to go.
Yeah.
Fighting Dad.
Maybe like we could name him the embarrassing one.
Fighting Dad.
A raging drunk. I hope that's not my dad. All right, let me go to the next one. What is that? That, his name is an absent father. That's his name. Okay, what about the next one? What would we name this dad?
What?
Scary. You hope he goes away? Okay. All right. My question for you, the next slide, please. What is your name, if you were honest, what is your name for God the Father? What do you think he is like? Is he up there shoving you through those doors because he's like that last dad, just cruel? Okay? Is he absent? He's not even there. Well, it's pretty awesome. We would think Paul, who'd been through a longer list of dark doors than you and me, we would think that, my gracious, he would be the one to know if in his experience God is truly abusive or not paying attention or whatnot. But that's not the name that Paul gives the Father in heaven. If you look in verse 3, and if we click to our next slide, this is what he names God the Father. He calls him the Father of mercies and the God of all comfort. This is out of Paul's experience through every dark door that he went through. He's like, I told you I'm real. I told you how hard it was. And I'm being just as real to tell you, in the middle of all that experience, let me tell you that God experientially, directly, and personally gives you comfort when you go through those hard things. But we're going to save one of those names for right now, but let's talk about the God of all comfort. We can go to the next one. Oh, do you know who that is?
Daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy. That's right. My man is good at comforting our kids. What is comfort, right? It's hard to really peg it down. It's funny because, and they're all here right now, so it's interesting. They come up to me all the time when something is hurting or if something sad happened, they just come up to me. And sometimes all they want is just what Mr. Martin is giving them right there. They just want a hug, okay? They just want an embrace or an experience of direct comfort, okay? It's interesting. I asked Pastor Alex to bring this, and I don't want to obscure the metaphors here, but there's several things that I've felt like throughout the years. Okay, this is called a fence post digger, okay? I have never used one ever in my life, okay? But I asked him to bring it anyways, because anyways, so don't make fun of me if I'm using it wrong. Okay, but I'm pretty sure I get the concept. All right, so if you've ever seen one of these used, it looks like really hard work, okay? Because somebody picks it up and they drive it into the ground, and then they lift it up and they throw out what's inside, right? Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure. I watched a YouTube video right before, but I thought I pretty much knew what it was. All right, anyways. Okay, so you drive it down, you crack it, and you rip it out. You throw it out on the side until you make a really deep crevice. Okay? Through a set of circumstances that I don't have time to go into right now. In my life, right before I went to school to learn about God, a whole bunch of hard things where I felt like this was happening to my heart. Okay? That thing after thing was like, it was all like, painful family situations, painful, just a lot of difficulty all at once that felt like thing after thing did not relent in taking out things that I loved, or my own reputation, or my own just